about 3 years ago, Steely Face was formed, and it was originally me and the drummer, Ian, or Froggy, or Michael, whatever name you want to give him. The reason, we've been musicians most of our lives, and I think a big part of being a musician is wanting to show that showing that passion and that maybe hidden talent that nobody knew you had with the world, and the journey for that is something that's very appealing to us, I think, because, well, one, it's not easy, we don't want to take the easy road to anything, and it's just really trying to give a message out there, whatever you may interpret it as. That's what we want you to do. We want you to think through our music. So my band's next show is going to be a surprise date in December. It's really the comeback of my friends, one of my closest friends' band, All For More, and we're going to do a showcase with them and with our new band, our new name. So I guess some goals that haven't been met yet. Well, one, playing the Apollo Theater, New York. Everyone wants to play that place, but really, for us to be able to sustain ourselves with music and not have to do it, on the side. So a lot of that is gonna, be determined by how much we actually want it and how much risk we want to take. All right, so our next show is gonna be at Vanguard. Getting into Vanguard, it's a local tradition or something that is very smiled upon, right? Is whenever you get to play your first show at Vanguard. Not even Canes, because Canes you can play in Battle of the Bands, and it's sort of this, I guess, gateway into playing Canes, but you still feel like, hey, that's not my headline show. That's a bunch of bands, fighting for, whatever the price is. At Vanguard, it's different, and it's very hard to get in. It took us 2 years to even get noticed by the people at Vanguard and to actually get connections inside to be able to play. And a lot of that actually comes from Janos, who's been trying forever to get to know the people. But originally, how we got noticed, or how we got into that circle of people to be able to play there, was through a show. I went to a show with the guitarist Bronson, and we were watching this band, and we didn't know what band it was, but it was great. We thought it was great, and a lot of things that we heard we wanted to try to do, or in our own way, of course. But we didn't know it was the sound guys, the sound designer's band. That was his band. And afterwards we were like, hey, that was really good. What's your band called? Because it's really hard to hear band names whenever they're on stage. They're like, well, blah, 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 blah. You can't really, that's a big thing too at the Vanguard. And at any local show, to get noticed, you have to go out of your way to tell people. And we went out of our way, and through embarrassment, to ask this guy who he was and what he did. And turns out he was a sound guy at Vanguard, and he heard some of our demos, and he decided that we might be a good fit. So that's really how it happens, and how most of things have happened, because no matter how much hard work, you still have to have a lot of luck in those situations.
So Diego, why has your band not been recently active in the Tulsa music scene?
So I guess a lot of that has to do with our drummer, Mikey. Before that was, I wish, we could go in and put a camera whenever we're practicing, because it's not, whenever we write songs, we don't really structure them at first. They're born out of a jam session, and I know a lot of local musicians can probably relate to this. most of the music being made is a jam session. We're jamming through this, and it's like 15 minutes long, but then there's that one piece or those couple pieces that you piece together and make a song. The problem without having, you know, your drummer, you know, because he was the drummer of the band, and nothing or anybody can replace him. So long story short, he cannot play with us for the year due to some family issues, and his mom not wanting him to play right now because of some situations that were explained to him, and I guess he did not meet those deadlines or whatnot. And since it's really hard because we're really young still to be in the music scene, we're all 17 and under, you know, so you know, we can't just go around doing what we want, and we don't do what we want, but we do what we love for sure, and the fact that he's not with us is a big, you know, roadblock, because that means that, you know, I have to play drums, and I'm not a drummer, you know, like it's hard to pick up an instrument and try to give it honor, right? Give it its due respect from somebody who was very fluent in that instrument. And going from bass to drums, it's not really that different, because I do play drums. I am also fluent in my own way in drums, but it's two completely different styles. So what we had to do was change the band name, change the genre a little bit, and therefore fitting my style of drumming, because you're only as good as your drummer, and you know, the genre really is almost solely determined on your drums. That's a huge part. So that's really why we haven't even been able to post much, you know, because he's gone for the year. Of course, he does plan on coming back later on, but then again, it's gonna be determined by pure chance. You know, if something happens and he can't, then we're gonna have to, you know, pull through and continue to do what we planned to do in the first place.
Nice.